Awesome. Well, super excited to have everyone here today. As many of you know, my name is Isis. I am the production manager at the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center. Really today, we are super excited to be sharing a little bit more about the work that we've been doing to create this toolkit course for students all over the world at community colleges, aspiring entrepreneurs everywhere, just to have an opportunity to think like an entrepreneur, which is what you're seeing up on this screen. So this was actually brought to you in partnership with folks from the center. Primarily, a lot of the work came from Selena Aponte, who is our VP of Strategy, in partnership with Andrew here on the call with us, Tony, also big support here, and Gayla as well. So many faculty members, professors, we got feedback from everyone and really helped create this amazing toolkit that we're excited to share with you all today. And then also a lot of the work has been pulled from exercises and modules from Diondraya Taylor, who actually wrote the book of Mindsets and Milestones. So with that said, I'm going to kind of go through the PowerPoint here. Of course, feel free to interrupt me at any time if you have any questions. Kind of just go through here. See, there we go. So big reasons why we built this. So as a nonprofit, we are committed to reducing barriers to entrepreneurship for all. Oh, it looks like Gayla. Let me admit her again. There we go. And currently we've seen several initiatives. We have several initiatives to help aspiring entrepreneurs gain insights, perspectives, and skills to do the work that they dream about. And again, in partnership with California community colleges, curriculum designer Diondraya Taylor, we really used all those insights to really help develop this toolkit. So I am going to go ahead and hand it over to Andrew here, but just a little bit of highlights about the course. It consists of modules and exercises. It is self-paced. Andrew will talk a little bit more about the time it takes to complete the full course here, and then also some different options of how you can embed it into your curriculum or part of it based on the modules that you pull out of it. So I will go ahead and hand it over to you, Andrew. I can stop my share so you can share your screen.
Okay, give me a second. And okay, I hope that you are able to see my screen.
Yeah. Yep, it's perfect.
Okay, perfect. Let me just kind of make sure that everything works. Okay, so thank you very much for this opportunity to share my experience with this program. My name is Andrew Kobelański. I'm the co-author of this program. I was able kind of to take all those resources that we had in our disposition and put this in this form of the Canvas course. So this course basically was designed for the professors and for the students. And those are kind of two different objectives that we have in this program. So for professors, it was just to bring these practical real world experiences into their business and the curriculum of the existing courses, because we put this program in terms of the very practical approaches. So students will be able to see the real life examples, and also they will be able to experience and practice those kind of things. We want to create this kind of the greater interest in entrepreneurship, and this program also kind of create our kind of the pathway to the intermatch program. So those internships that Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Centers provides to students, those internships will take place at the startup companies. So this is very unique entities. So we want the kind of students to get a real life perspective on what is the life of the entrepreneurs. Those students who are taking this class or this course or this program, this will kind of give them a little more or satisfy their curiosity about the career path as entrepreneurs. And this will be kind of also for the students who are interested in learning how their unique talents can translate into the world, because we are starting with the first modules as a mindset. So really learning about themselves is a critical component. And basically, what is the path of entrepreneurship? So we choose this modular approach. Therefore, every faculty can take the whole program or take the modules that they will feel that they're can implement in their coursework with those exercises that are designed. So this whole program, it starts with this kind of the concept of the mindset. Then we're looking at the milestones, so the problems, and kind of giving them step-by-step instruction how to move on to their ideas to implement. Of course, we've got very short amount of time, but giving them initial steps how to do this and guiding them with this first draft. And then with the other components of this Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center, moving them to this internship program, this will help them kind of to go through this program and we hope that with greater success than before. So as I mentioned before, this course we brought to the Canvas, so it's easily accessible to every single faculty in California community colleges and other people, other colleges who are connected with the Canvas or using this platform. Basically, you can just kind of put in a search box this term Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center, and this course should pop out right here with all materials accessible to anyone.
Andrew?
So, yes.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but is this, so it's available on Commons? Is that where?
Yes, the Canvas
Okay,
Commons.
great.
So if you go to your own initial individual course, you can just go to the Canvas Commons and just put the search word Nasdaq, and you'll be able to find this. So this is what I want to kind of start.
That's great.
So even right now, if you are following this presentation, you can just go find and kind of just go and explore all those components. You don't have to even import at this moment, but later on you can of course import. So we want to provide these kind of modules and this whole program to provide the linkage between the student entrepreneur personality and the process of creating business venture. We thought that maybe this is something that students are missing in regular classroom. So it also provides students this ability to walk in entrepreneurial shoes. So students, when they will sign up for the internship with those startup companies, they will have a better understanding what the founders are going through, what was the initial point of developing the product or the service the company is working on. And this will kind of give them better understanding that they sign up for this internship. And yet this is a little bit different than working for the traditional established company. So the environment will be different. So we thought that this organization, as I mentioned before, could be embedded into an existing course or could be developed as a standalone non-credit course or even as a workshop. So there is opportunity for faculty to decide. It is self-paced. We designed to go the 5 to 6 weeks because, of course, you can put this module, squeeze them with 1 week, maybe the first 2 modules, the introduction and the first module. This is what I'm doing actually in my classes. And the amount of work expected from the faculty and the student would be about 1.5 hours a week, basically. So there is not a big burden. It's not something the students need to study. It's really something that is based on their self-reflections and really putting the creativity to work. So we started this pilot program during the summer in 2021, and I built this one in my 6-week course, Intro to Entrepreneurship, and I choose this to do within the framework of 5 weeks. And it was very successful, and it nicely blended with the overall course. So my kind of thought kind of at the end was that when we came to the last assignments, going with the reflection assignment, what they think about this program, this Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center program, and my course, this was kind of blending there. They couldn't kind of distinguish what was integral part of my course and what was the part of this Think Like Entrepreneur program. Currently, I'm running kind of like a second cohort. I embedded this in my first 5 weeks of my full semester course, which lasts 16 weeks, and Intro to Entrepreneurship. So this is something that I'm kind of going with the 3rd week of the classes. So I've got the initial assignments, and so far I've got also positive feedback from the students. So how this course is designed. First is the module number 1, defining who students are, who am I? Basically asking this question to find more about themselves. And it's an integral part of every single course in entrepreneurship or every single textbook about entrepreneurship, that there is a chapter or 2 about the entrepreneurial personality or the personality traits of the successful entrepreneur. So this blends integrally with any single course. But we took a little bit different approach to really start with the students, not what they should be, but rather defining who they are at this moment and starting this as a building block to develop what they can bring, what will be their best stuff, what we can call, as you can see in this kind of outline of this module. And our assignments are designed to provide this kind of unlock this creative potential. We ask them to be creative, like with the first question, who am I? We encourage them to be yes, they can submit essay answering the questions like my name is, it means, as a kid, I love to play. Those are questions that we ask, and they're kind of open-ended questions. And then therefore they will be able to kind of write these kind of really regular questions. However, we also ask them to be creative, to create collage, provide the pictures, be visual, whatever they want. Actually, this semester I had a very even small video students kind of recorded in front of the mirror, kind of like a bit like a TikTok, just introducing themselves, who they are. So they went with this kind of, instead of writing essay, they went with this other thing. The second kind of interesting assignment is the email genius campaign, and I would kind of wanted to show those examples. So who am I? The first one is kind of the question. So we ask them to be creative. As you can see, they choose different forms depending on the graphic design, but they even went to the old school kind of just putting on a piece of paper, and they try to kind of to go with their gut feelings, what they're really kind of feeling, so without kind of the boundaries or really unleashing their potential, even abandoning technology. So it was something even really that we assume that students are so entangled with technology, and yet some students kind of decide, yes, I will write on a piece of paper, which is very simple, very intuitive, and even those creative artworks, yes, maybe they are not the really art school students, but yes, the whole concept, it was what we value and the creativity. The Email Genius campaign was about asking or sending emails. The students were required to send emails to their friends, family, people that they know, and basically asking them about how they see them, what they think that they're, what kind of unique strengths they've got. So having somebody else tell them what are their strengths. And those are kind of the answers that we get, some kind of sample of the answers that people were kind of surprised with sometimes the effects. And this was exercise that they really enjoy because they interact every single day, but many times we don't have a feedback, even us, we don't have a feedback from other people, what we are good at. We just think, and we're getting many times just the quick feedback from the, when we complete the tasks. So those are the components that will kind of open eyes for the students. And this is kind of leading us to the other things that we can just go through this course. So module 2, it is starting a linkage, this personality, kind of what students know, what they are, who they are, with additional components like creating the vision and starting with building the values, or trying to identify what are the values and try to figure it out, what is the inspiration for the students. And we are using at the end this Venn diagram, kind of combining their passions, their skill set, and their values and principles, and to find their uniqueness kind of in the center, what they are, who they are, what is my genius basically. So getting the feedback from other people, finding out what are your values, and kind of try to kind of combine those things, giving students ability to vision themselves, vision their own life. And so I highly encourage you to kind of explore, because we've got very creative assignments, like even imagine your future life. Not only that has to be job related, but really looking opportunities, how they want their life to look from 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Then our whole concept is to, of course, to put this into practical perspective. As I mentioned, this course is designed to provide this linkage between who you are and what you do in an effective way. So module 3 is from idea to action. And this leads to take their skill set, what they've got, what they are become aware of, and trying to find the problem they can solve and then turn into the idea, the business idea. And as I mentioned before, we always start with this entrepreneurship in action. So providing some examples how other entrepreneurs came up with the idea, what was their discovery process, and guiding them, providing some theoretical background in terms of that this problem that they can narrow down, or trying to kind of figure it out, what will be the problem they can solve. So we ask them to identify opportunities and to find out what will be the potential problems that can solve. Something that based on their skill set, they will already started filtering what they've got, what are they good at, and what the problem they can attack. So we asking them what will be the problem. And then we asking to figure it out and choose, determine the one problem to solve. So make the out of maybe 5, 3, narrowing down to the one problem that they want to tackle. As you can see, at this moment, at this module, we're just looking at the problem, not the solution. We want them to go step by step. The module 4 will ask students to really look for the solutions. But also, we want to kind of take this marketing perspective, because there might be a problem, but we need to find a problem that we can turn into the business idea And the only way that as entrepreneurs we can turn it into a successful business idea is when we've got customer demand. So we need to educate students and sometimes because some students are coming just from without much knowledge about the marketing, and sometimes they might missing this link that it's all about the customer in a business world. So yes, then we need to be aware that it's based on customer demand. If they want to solve the problem, but that nobody cares, it will never happen to be a good business. How we can do this? We ask students to go out in the real world and conduct customer interviews, asking about the opportunity or the problem they want to solve, and asking about these ways, how these customers are, what they're experiencing, what is the problem, how they're solving right now, and why they're solving this problem right now. Or maybe they don't solve this problem right now as a customer. So this will give the students in this exercise number 12, what, how, why. It's about identifying the customer perspective, what problems they're facing in terms of this problem that students already narrowed down to this one, and then how they try to solve this right now and why they're choosing this particular solution. And this leads us to this ideation ideation stage to find the solution. But first, we start with the solutions, number of the solutions. We give our students kind of ways to kind of go to 3-5 solutions to the same problem. And then going through the funnel, figure it out what would be the most beneficial for them and for the customers, the solution. Which leads us to the module 5, choosing one solution. And then we are focusing on this solution that will have the biggest impact on customers. So we are not just talking about the financial aspects, how to make money, what will be the most beneficial, but rather focusing on the customer needs and what will be the biggest impact on a customer life. So switching students from just focusing many times as an entrepreneurship pathway, as a just way to create the jobs, to really focusing on customer needs, to satisfy customer needs, solve the customer problem, and then because of this, you become successful in your business venture. And in this module, we are trying to educate students about this concept of the value proposition and minimal viable product, which sometimes for some students, it's kind of some unique concept, this kind of the prototyping and kind of learning about this one that at the beginning, it doesn't have to be perfect, but at least it has to satisfy all those necessary conditions. So we ask them to create this MVP and then encourage them to build it and create it. And we are using this step of 7 steps to really start from the scratch, to write on a paper what would be the 7 steps from beginning to end to produce your MVP. So first, before jumping to design, to build or to create something, we ask them to write down this kind of the to-do list, basically. Oh, I need to do this first, then I'll build this one, then I'll build this one, and then help students to kind of narrow down and focus. Instead of just jumping to the big idea and then trying kind of to figure it out and missing many small details. And of course, it's very simplified way because you've got only 7 steps. And then we ask them to prototype, to provide a physical demonstration if possible. And I want to come to bring just 2 examples what students kind of decided. So there was a Matthew in his summer semester. He decided this was kind of his potential business, junk removal services. And he started kind of looking for different options and even kind of sketching the draft of how the truck will look like, what will be his branding, all those other components. So this was kind of something that students kind of were pushed into really starting thinking about is that this could be the real idea. The other students, they were talking about how to turn the plastics into the products and kind of helping environment at the same time making the profit and providing some goods and service for the customers. So this is kind of the illustration what they were thinking about the 7-step process and then this visualization of what would be the prototype in this minimal viable product. Of course, it's a first sketch or first draft of the idea without missing much details, but it's at least it's a good starting point for the students to really think about this program. So the module 6, after going through this one, we kind of letting students ability to see where they come from and what they get until this moment. We ask them and provide additional resources. So stay curious, keep going. It's about that we are giving the tips because at this moment or before that, they didn't know what kind of resources they needed. Only when you've got MVP, you actually starting thinking in very tangible way. Oh, those are the resources that we needed and that we need to move this further. And this is the stuff that we are providing them ability, tips for getting there, where they should go for the networking or financial stuff, etc. Of course, it's just initial steps. And this part kind of ends with this reflection assignment and asking the question, how have these lessons affected your mindset or personal vision? And I would say that for many, it really transformed and kind of to look at this one much more focused way. But for some that already has started a business, it just enhanced them or kind of confirmed that they're on the right path. And as I mentioned before, with this very short course that kind of line up with my regular coursework, when I ask this question, because I've asked these questions for my course and for this module, they really couldn't distinguish what was the integral part of the course, regular coursework, and this Think Like Entrepreneur program. However, this semester, I'm going to kind of do this in a 5 weeks, and then at the end of the semester. So I will have a kind of two different kind of probably feedback from the students. And the part 2 of this my last module is about the intern readiness program. So we're giving them tips if they want to sign up for this intern match program, that there are opportunities, that they've got opportunities to take this to different level, that they don't have to do by themselves, but they can still kind of educate themselves, being the part of the startup company. That company is growing, that already went through those processes, and then help those companies to grow. So we are starting kind of educating and providing the outline of this program and giving them additional resources how to be successful in the internship. And this is the process kind of that we, with the ISIS kind of this semester, want kind of to blend in to really kind of having the ISIS as a guest speaker in my class, that she will talk in person about those opportunities. So make this smooth transition to the recruitment of this internship program for 2021, for this fall semester, and providing them resources and program descriptions. And as a great benefit for the students, every student that completed all assignments in these modules, those separate modules from my regular coursework, will get this nice certificate of completion that they successfully completed this Think Like Entrepreneur course. And many students kind of appreciate this one, that they are recognized, that already there was a combination, a pilot program, my full semester, and they had a nice certificate. This one, in a first third of the semester, they will already had something accomplished. So they already had a recognition about this, about their success. And I think that this will kind of propel them further. And hopefully some of the students will sign up and successfully will obtain the internship opportunity with the Nasdaq Center. As a last assignment, students are provided some kind of their feedback, that when I ask them what they think about this program, what they learn, and those are kind of the feedback that they're provided. I'll have to be persistent in your choice and to plan out your business and be prepared. One thing that I learned was that you need to think about whether the customer will be interested in your product, service or not. So they starting understanding. It's not that I will build this and customer will come. So this is something that students are really getting something tangible and really building their skill set to be successful in the pathways that they wanted to pursue as entrepreneurs, or even in their future workplace. So here's the contact information for Salina Aponte. And if you want more information, of course, you can contact me as well through the Nasdaq Center or directly through the Delta College. I'll be happy to answer those questions. So feel free to contact me. And I turn my screen back to you, Isis.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. And just so everyone knows, Andrew has been such a champion for us. You know, it's been such a privilege to work with Andrew and learn from Andrew, and him pulling this entire toolkit into Canvas. Really, you know, we applaud you, Andrew, and your dedication.
Thank you so much.
To really wanted to inspiring entrepreneurs all over.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I will go ahead and continue sharing my screen. Before I do, is there any questions about the specific toolkit itself?
Yeah, Isis, this is Gayla. Yeah. In my second job, you know, I teach. And so if I incorporate this, because I've got a class that's just starting this week, and if I incorporate that, will they get that certificate from NASDAQ? So, or do I have to contact you to let you know that I'm doing that, or how does that work?
Yeah, so the way that it worked with Andrew is he had done it in his first 6-week course with some of the students. And what he did is after they all completed the course, he sent me a list of the names who completed the course. And then I created those certificates. I actually obtained a signature from Andrew so I can make sure that was on the certificate as well. And then instead of me directly reaching out to each individual student, I actually give you a folder with all the certificates with all the student names. And then it actually comes distributed from you so that you don't have to share their emails with me.
Okay, so I can do that, and any other professor that we contact and wants to do that, they can do that. And they can start doing that this semester?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yes.
great. That's great.
Awesome.
I didn't have a question, but just a comment. I thought great presentation, Andrew. But I thought it was really interesting. I work with a lot of tech companies through a tech futures group with the SBDC. And one of the things I see a lot of is this solution in search of a problem issue, because they might have some cool technology, really neat thing, versus service businesses might not be that as much, but versus having a solution, problem in search of a solution. So I'm glad that you include some of that, and the importance of going out and talking to customers and figuring out, are they really interested in the solution you might have for their problems. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much. Yes, I mean, this is the challenge that we are facing with the students. That they got something, they've got idea they want to pursue, and they don't realize if there is a market for this solution.
Right.
They just kind of jump in. So sometimes just challenging their mindset kind of to go and switch a little bit different from satisfying customer need or solving the problem that customers really will care about this.
Yep.
Yeah, great job. I had a couple questions. One is on one of the first slides where you put like the options, how to use this. One was non-credit or workshop. So even though it's in Canvas, if they want to do non-credit, that still has to get approved from the chancellor's office, or is it going through that approval already for non-credit?
It still needs to go through a curriculum process. So yes, it's not a standalone course. So it still need to go through the curriculum process at the individual campus, basically, first with the committees, all those kind of things. But still, it's an option to kind of to take this one and embed this one. As a workshop, we don't need to have approval. So if the colleges have these maker spaces or the clubs or it's like a just regular workshop, or even through continuing education, it could be provided as a standalone course. Of course, faculty and students need to have access to Canvas.
Right. And then one question or two I have for, I guess, ISIS on so when they complete it, when Gayla asked about the certificate, in the course, or I'm just trying to think if there's an easy way, like at the end, to put like a slide in their course, like here's a copy of what you'll receive. You're going to receive a certificate like this. And then like, here's the steps to add it to your LinkedIn profile. They may not know, or just, I think something important that says this is really, I don't know, something like marketable to employers, it would be, a great asset for you to post it to your LinkedIn profile. Here's 3 steps or something, just because then each teacher doesn't have to do that, but it's right there at the end of the course. And then from the chancellor's office or our jobs, they're always, or the colleges, asking about how many internships did you create, how many jobs. So if they're from this course, then applying for the internship, because our roles are going away, how or what kind of mechanism can we have to report back, like these number of students, whether it's per 6 months, semester, or per year, how many cohorts you do, but like some kind of tracking mechanism that can go back to the colleges. I don't know who it would go to. I'm trying to think, maybe everybody could brainstorm, but if there's something automatic like that goes out rather than piecemeal different career services people reaching out to you, ISIS. I'm just trying to think how we could make that a smooth transition, because it is something they're always capturing.
So if I can answer maybe my take on this one. So first, talking about the certificates, in my coursework, I mentioned it from the beginning to my students, and they've got this information, even sample picture of this certificate, how it will look like after completing this portion of the course. So, but yes, maybe this will be kind of something that we maybe can embed even some page describing that this course will award you or give you the certificate of completion of this program. So yes, but my students already know about this kind of the benefit by signing up for this course. And the second thing about tracking students, I didn't mention that we've got this pre-course survey and post-course survey, which Nasdaq kind of operates, and ICES operate this one. So we know exactly which students go through this process. They need to sign up and provide some detailed information, and all the students who complete, and we basically verify the students who completed all the coursework materials with ICES, with those surveys, and then they are rewarded with this, awarded this certificate. So later on, when they sign up for the internship, I think it will be easy to track which students went through the program, which students get internship, which internships were successful.
Awesome.
Great.
And then, Elise, did that answer all of your questions that you had?
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. And I think, something that we wanted to highlight was that since this is the first year that we've launched it, we've now done it with one full class with Andrew, and then we are continuing to do it for the second class. What we want everyone to know is that because it's so brand new, we're definitely open to feedback. We want to create opportunities for faculty and professors to let us know how the course has been working for them. So we also have included some pre and post surveys for the faculty to complete as well. So we can continue to make those improvements to the toolkit, knowing that it's not going to be final, and we want to make sure that we're incorporating different ideas from different professors who are trying it as well. So with that said, I'm going to kind of jump into, and I think these are actually slides that many of you on the call have seen before, but specifically the Intern Match program. So I will share my screen here, confirming you're seeing the Intern Match opportunity screen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So like many of you know, the Intern Match program, we've done it a couple of times as we ran it as a pilot. Again, what's unique about this time around is that in order to be eligible for the Intern Match program, students need to complete the Think Like an Entrepreneur toolkit. So what we're looking at, and I'll go through this in timeline, the timeline for the rest of 2021, but what we hope for is that the students complete the course, the toolkit, and then after they complete the pre and post survey, again, verifying that they have actually completed toolkit, they are now eligible to apply for the program itself. So now that 8 students from Andrew's first class have completed the course, now those 8 students are now eligible to apply for the actual internship. So again, the internship is fully in support of the student. They have support from the center. They get support from their founder, and then also a faculty mentor. The Intern Match pillars connect mentorship, skill training, peer-to-peer learning, of course, community, education, and of course, it's fully remote. And then this is actually the video we've created. I will play this one so you can see it. And so what we'll be doing is actually doing an information session. So I have one upcoming that I'm going to be doing with some of Andrew's students at the end of September, of course, again, directed to those who have completed the toolkit already. So they'll get some information about the program, the timeline, and then of course, the link to actually apply. So similar process to what we've done last time. It's an application, it's an interview process, and then it's acceptance. The way that we make the matches this time around for the rest of 2021 is really looking at the skills, passion, and career alignment. And so what we're really focused on is filling different types of roles, such as digital marketing, revenue forecasting. These are just examples of roles that have been filled before, and some of what founders actually this year have been telling us that there's a need for. This is just a sample of some of what the founders who joined our program last year, just what they're saying. They love having student interns. They really feel that they bring a fresh perspective to the role and that they're eager to learn. And I think that's what's really been successful, is students who are willing to roll up their sleeves and learn and just really wear multiple hats. And I think that's what's something that is super unique about working for a startup company, is that not every day is going to be the same, and not every day is going to be laid out in front of the students. And there's this huge opportunity for students to be flexible and agile. But again, like Andrew mentioned earlier in his presentation, understanding that this isn't the same as having a corporate job. Working for a startup company is very different. There's a scrappiness to working for a startup company. So what we're hoping for is as the opportunity to go through the Think Like an Entrepreneur course, they can understand the founder perspective, and so they can resonate a little bit more as they're interning for the startup company. This is just a few examples of what the students were saying about the program last year. Play this.
I was motivated to join this program because of the unique opportunity to work alongside a small business. Not only that, gaining the hands-on experience from an entrepreneur themselves.
At the beginning of this internship, my expectation mainly falls on having a very basic sense of the real-life business, as I thought that I would not be assigned important work, and the founder would not really care about the work done by a college student with little experience. However, I felt really surprised after the first meeting with my founder, who showed plenty of respect and care to me and my opinion. Later in this internship, I was even surprised that the founder invited me to develop an early-stage financial forecasting model for the company and vote on important decisions.
The value I gained was an experience like no other. Working with a startup company is its own unique experience, and you get to learn from start to end how a startup begins and moves forward. Especially during COVID, I never felt that I was working with anyone that was unhelpful. Everyone was always working hard and in good spirits, and this is a quality that will help you through the most unprecedented times.
And lastly, I definitely recommend this program to a lot of people. Time is no problem. They are very flexible with hours, and any challenges, anything you're going through, they will help you. They instantly reply to you just to make sure everything is going well and as planned. So this program has opened a lot of doors for me. It has helped me prepare for the future in many ways, and most importantly, to end it off, there are many things that I learned, but what I now know that I didn't know prior to this program are the connections, right? The people that I met, the knowledge I gathered on marketing through the company they paired me up with on investing, and how helpful the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center really is. So thank you for this opportunity.
There we go. So the opportunity that we are launching for this fall for the rest of 2021, again, eligible to apply is that they actually complete the course, or what we have done for an acceptance for this year is that they're in the process of completing the course. So the deadline to apply for the final cohort that will be launching in 2021 will be Monday, October 4th. Opportunities available. We have 10 opportunities so far. Of course, those numbers can fluctuate based on the number of founders and the number of student applications that we have available. And the timeline that we're looking at is an October 14th start to December 17th. And the reasoning behind this timeline is, one, to give enough time for application review, and two, to make sure that the intern match cohort is completed by that December. And we wanted to try to line it up before the students actually went away for winter vacation in December. So we tried to line up those dates pretty strategically. What we're looking, let me see here. what we're hoping for next year is we are in the middle of launching our Aspiring Entrepreneurs landing page. This is just a couple of the text that we have on the landing page right now. And what I can do is actually, let me stop this share so I can click and show you what the landing page is currently looking at. But before I do that, what we're hoping for on this landing page is, one, there's access to the toolkit on the landing page. So even if they're not attending community college, if they are aspiring entrepreneurs, they have an opportunity to access this toolkit. So we are working through building this toolkit into a livable PDF or document that's going to be accessible through our workshop as well. Right now, we have it specifically linking to Canvas Commons so that the students have an opportunity to take the course that way. But we also want to make sure it's accessible to students who aren't just attending community colleges as well. So it's accessible to all. So also on this landing page, and I'll stop sharing here and pull this landing page up for everyone. Okay.
We should have presented this at CCC AOE conference this fall. It's at the end of the month, but maybe we can get on we can remember to apply to get on the agenda for March. Andrew and Isis, this would be amazing.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We're out.
Okay, so this is the Aspiring Entrepreneurs page. We are close to, I'll give everyone a date when it's a full launch, but we're close. We're just doing final edits here. So if you scroll down here, again, a couple quotes, any interest in contacting us, we have an email for those to reach out to us. Something I love about this page is highlighting student entrepreneurs as well and aspiring entrepreneurs here. So these are faces of entrepreneurship. And so really what we're hoping is that students are able to resonate with these students, resonate with these photos, and see folks that look like them and who they can actually just kind of link up with and match. And other things that we also promote on this page is our partnership with Lehigh at Nasdaq Center. Of course, a lot of the information in the partnership that we do with them are on here. We also have included a library of resources. So including our internship playbook that we've designed in partnership with Lehigh University and the Dateline Silicon Valley students there. Also, our milestone mapping toolkit is on here. So there's an opportunity for them to download that. Also a pitch toolkit if students are interested in learning how to deliver presentations and support for their businesses if they have one already, and then of course a toolkit. So this is where we're showing it is available on Canvas here. So again, this right now is linking to Canvas Commons. We also want to have an additional link where it's going to link to a specific PDF as well. So going down here also, and this has been an ask from many of the regional directors and the professors, is to actually include some of the workshops and classes that we've hosted before at the center. And so here is actually a library of resources, not only for the students, but that professors can also pull from as well. These are all linked to our YouTube pages. So these are on-demand content that live on forever. So if you are having something in your course that's focusing on marketing, building go-to-market, product market fit, or any of these things, and just like other stories from entrepreneurs, like Launch Your Entrepreneur with Charlene Walters was really popular with a lot of aspiring entrepreneurs. The Best Brands of Brave, this is really strategically focused on marketing, but again, a lot of resources and tools for students and professors to also pull from as well. Down here below, it highlights some of the programs that we've done before. So a big one that we did way back in March that we actually had, I was taking a look at the list. We had a lot of student entrepreneurs who signed up for this design challenge. I think we had about 17 from California community colleges. And again, this was a 2-day long experience where students really had an opportunity to think outside the box and really learn. And what was really great about this design challenge was that we had so much global participation, and it was really, really neat to just hear the different stories and different challenges that students all over the world are facing. So that one's a good one that we have on there. Again, the partnership with Lehigh University is there, Dateline Silicon Valley. We have some previous insights to our previous intern match programs, and some of the work that we did with a younger group from ages 10 to 14 also on here. So we will continue to add to this page, continue to create resources. And then we've also included partner logos here down below. Again, I will share this out. Of course, any feedback, any edits to this page that you'd like, we'll send it to our director of marketing and we'll continue to update. And of course, continue to include new workshops and as they come in. So I will head back to my PowerPoint here. Any questions about the landing page so far? We're super excited to launch it and super excited to just hear everyone's feedback on it as well. So that kicks off the landing page. I'm going over here again on the Aspiring Entrepreneurs page. You're seeing the library resources, Faces of Entrepreneurs, classes and workshops. Again, continuing to be updated as things come in. And I'm gonna stop share there. So that really rounds out what we're really looking forward to for the rest of 2021 is in the rest of 2021, we are focused on filling our last cohort based on that timeline that we shared earlier. What we're looking at in 2022 is really reimagining what this program is going to look like. We've partnered with, and something we've introduced to students already, is the platform of Pixigo. And we'll do an additional presentation on this once the details are a little bit more fleshed out. But what we're imagining is that through this Pixigo platform is that students are able to create their own profile, their own essentially fingerprint on this platform. Founders are then also able to create a platform on the same, on a Pixigo. They're able to write in what they're looking for, the types of roles that they're looking for. And what's great about this platform is that they actually will make unique matches from founder to students. And so that these partnerships are actually happening more organically than us as a center identifying that the student is a good match for the founder. I think what we've seen and from our learnings in the past is that some matches have been successful, but there have been some instances where it wasn't the greatest match based on passion alignment or career alignment. So really using this platform and this partnership that we'll have with Pixigo to really decrease the chances of it not being a good match, because now that these matches will be made through unique fingerprinting based on the skill set of the student and based on the needs of the founder, the students will have a little bit more, they'll have agency to continue building out this relationship with the founder, and they'll have this opportunity to really just make connections with folks like them, peers like them, and then founders from all over the world. And so really opportunities for the student to take control of their own learning and their own path. So this is something that we'll be exploring the rest of 2021 as we continue out the rest of the year, and then really launching it in 2022. So the three big focuses for 2022 will be the launch of the Aspiring Entrepreneurs page, the launch of the Pixigo platform, and then the continuation, of course, of the Think Like an Entrepreneur toolkit. And I think that covers it all. I'm just going to pull my notes. Yep, that covers it all. Any questions we can answer while we have everyone here?
This is Chuck. I just wanted to mention that I have a meeting with Vice Chancellor Sandy Weber on October 12th to talk about continuity of some of our student internship projects. We've got a couple of governor's office projects, and I'm going to bring this one up as well. And she's mentioned about trying to keep me around to work on a few projects and maybe shift something over to the foundation. So I'm hoping we can still do something in 2022. And then I do have a little bit of money to spend through December 30th before my grant ends too. So I'll have to talk to you guys offline about that, and maybe talk to you, Andrew, directly too about I want to do some stipends for faculty that are participating in this, so that I could do like a personal service agreement or something for some stipends.
Awesome, that'd be great.
Yeah. I had Kathleen is doing another, she's kind of multitasking, so she was texting. Will you be able to share? I know this is being recorded. Would you also share the slide deck she asked?
Absolutely. Yes,
And then
absolutely.
The other question was, do you have some kind of flyer with email that we can blast out and do? I don't know if I know you were doing something for Andrew's students. Is that open to all
Yes.
students that want to attend to see about how they can start taking this course and apply for this 10 spots? So that was something she asked, if there's something we can share out quickly.
Yeah, so we can get working on that. I know that there is a page being made right now for the toolkit itself to really promote the Think Like an Entrepreneur toolkit, but we can definitely work on making something just quickly. I think we have one actually from the previous ones that we did for the info session that we'll be doing end of September.
Okay, and then in terms for other faculty to find out about this and learn from it, other than sharing this presentation today, is there something maybe even, they're already starting their courses now, but so that they could start to plan to put it in their courses next semester? What do you guys recommend? Maybe Andrew has some thoughts, or Gayla too, about maybe just offering another webinar and target it to faculty and the deans, and whoever doesn't attend, at least we record that too, and then we can send the recording out too. Or do we just use this as the recording and send it out? What's your thoughts on that? And maybe Andrew, that could be part of your stipend to do a couple of these, since you've had the test through Chuck, is to do a couple, 1 or 2 webinars or something.
I think it will be possible, especially maybe in the second part of the semester for a preparation for the next semester, for the spring semester. But I see the tremendous value for the students, even without discontinuation of the intermatch program. It's perfect lining up, but still the course and students having these certificates at the end that they completed something tangible. It will help them to a bit more understand, and I didn't go through all resources that we provide. I love this landing page, and there was the library for the students, but still I didn't go in details with the coursework, so everybody can just explore on Canvas, seeing the video materials that are taken from the Nasdaq Center and all the other resources. That it's really bringing students a little bit more perspective beyond the traditional coursework of the entrepreneurship. So even if some faculty will start later during the semester without, of course, continuation of the intermatch program for this semester, yet they will be kind of building the cohort of the students which will be eligible for the following semester, or maybe new program. Chuck mentioned that maybe there will be some continuation of the internship programs. So we can build those cohort of students who will be eligible, and they will have this preferential treatment because they went through this program.
Yeah, absolutely. I think even just like you said, the internship is a bonus for some of them at the end, but just getting them all being able to use this within their Canvas course, or the students at a self-pace that are interested and get those certificates. That's amazing. And look, I'm thinking back to when we started all this 2 years ago, ISIS, with all of us, and it's just, I'm just like in awe of what you guys have all produced. So I think having to be able to share this out with everybody that they all can continue to use. Absolutely.
It is a really great partnership with the Nasdaq Entrepreneurial Center between colleges and Lehigh Valley and all the resources that you are bringing. So yes, I'm also grateful to participate in this project.
Yeah, it's been fun. And Elise, I love that you say that, like where we were 2 years ago, it just felt like we were in that dream state, right? We were imagining what this can be and what could this look like. And there's so much learning. And I tell Selena all the time, like that something that I love about this program is that we continue to learn something each time we do a cohort. We continue to learn something each time we get to interact with a new group of students and a new group of professors. And it's been fun. And I think it's the more students, I think what we're hoping for with a toolkit is that we reach more students, that we get, there's more access for every student out there, and professors, those who are interested in, changing up their courses and just providing some extra snippets of the ever evolving life of an entrepreneur, right?
Yeah. I love all the new videos, especially the student one. I think that was pretty, I really enjoyed all of them, but that was one of my favorite. And the landing page looks like it's going to be incredible. So if any of those links to videos or anything we could share out to, or have that as part of the flyer. What's your timing on that landing page, do you think? What's your estimate of going live with that this year yet or next year?
No, I definitely think we'll be launching it this year. We've been in communication with our director of marketing, and I think we actually might have it up in the next month. It's in its final edit form.
Great. Yeah.
And looking at the continuation of this program, Isis, you mentioned about the new platform that you wanted to make this much more organic match with the students and the founders of the companies. I think that students who go with this process and having the certificate, and as I suggested, it could be like a badge, and basically they can display this part of their profile, their fingerprint, that they completed this coursework, this program, and this will be kind of much more visible for the founders. Okay, I want to choose this person because they went through something that prepared them better to this experience.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a great idea. And so I think, at least to your point earlier, not only ways for them to upload it to their LinkedIn profile, but Andrew, like you said, being able to link this certificate to their Apixigo platform as well.
Yeah, and I don't know if every region, but I think the ones that are on this call, I know Kathleen has, I don't remember if Gayla has, but we have contracts with LinkedIn Learning. So we could also say that that's a possibility that they could, I could give you a couple courses that are in their videos of how to put certificates or badges in your LinkedIn profile or something, if you need that.
Yeah, we have that, Elise.
You have it too. Okay.
Yeah, Job Speaker and LinkedIn Learning, so they can put this on their, for the Job Speaker, also at all the colleges.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Our region has that. Anytime you can mention that, the dean's like, because they've invested so much money and I don't in both those platforms. So, and I know I have one college in my region that is kind of resurrecting entrepreneurship program, Modesto Junior College. And so I know this would be of interest for them. So I could share the recording, or at some point I could share the recording, and then maybe if they want to do a follow-up call, and I could get Andrew and you and Chuck, maybe that could be part of the stipend too. So he's continue to pay him to help us either do some one-on-ones or some webinars.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, that by the stipend we could have Andrew maybe provide a little bit of technical assistance, whether it's one-on-one or something. That'd be great.
I'll be happy to provide this support.
Awesome. Well, we are coming up on time here. I will definitely share out the recording to this webinar, and then also the slides. And then as soon as the one pager is complete, I'll make sure to send that out. And then of course, we'll share the date of the official launch of the Aspiring Entrepreneurs page. But again, super grateful for the partnership between all of you. We're super excited, and we couldn't have done it with all of your support.
Thank you
so much. Great job.
Thank you.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you. Oh, and Kathleen says she's in.